Mini episode 685 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by TV Howl, your home on the web for coverage of today's television scene and a look at the history of the medium as covered by big-time TV critic Adam Buckman. Follow them on the web at tvhowl.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to mini episode 685 of the FDH Lounge. This is FDH managing partner Rick Morris here with the FantasyDraftHelp.com insider previewing fantasy baseball in 2016. This is part two, the conclusion of our season preview, focusing on the wild card players, the extra valuable players in single league formats, the top rookies, and our overall fantasy baseball overview for 2016. Let's start with the wild card players. They're the ones with a wide range of opinions on draft boards featured by many leading websites and magazines, so they're very unpredictable in terms of where they may be selected in your draft or auction. Catcher, Nick Hundley, Devin Mesoraco, Yadier Molina, and Wilson Ramos. First base, Prince Fielder. Second base, Starlin Castro, Wilmer Flores, Logan Forsythe, Dustin Pedroia, Addison Russell, and Trey Turner. Shortstop, Starlin Castro, Wilmer Flores, Francisco Lindor, Alexei Ramirez, and Corey Seager. Third base, Maikel Franco, Pablo Sandoval, and Justin Turner. Outfield, Charlie Blackmon, Michael Brantley, Yoenis Cespedes, Carlos Gomez, Billy Hamilton, Adam Jones, Sterling Marte, Kyle Schwarber, and Justin Upton. Starting pitcher, Jake Arrieta, Johnny Cueto, Jose Fernandez, Felix Hernandez, Corey Kluber, Lance McCullers, and Masahiro Tanaka. Closer, Brad Boxberger, Andrew Miller, Glenn Perkins, David Robertson, and Houston Street. Here's the extra valuable players in single league formats. Both the American and National Leagues have certain positions of strength relative to the other one, but it's the positions of weakness that we're concerned with here. When a league is shallow and top talent at a position, the top players are worth a great deal more in single league formats. In 2016, only the American League has shortages of top players at different positions. Here's the top players whose value increases at different positions. Catcher, Russell Martin, Brian McCann, Salvador Perez, and Stephen Vogt. Shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, Carlos Correa, Francisco Lindor, and Marcus Semien. Third base, Adrian Beltre, Josh Donaldson, Joey Gallo, Evan Longoria, Manny Machado, Mike Moustakas, Kyle Seager, and Danny Valencia. Outfield, Danny Valencia. Starting pitcher, Chris Archer, Carlos Carrasco, Alex Cobb, Yu Darvish, Marco Estrada, Sonny Gray, Cole Hamels, Felix Hernandez, Hisashi Iwakuma, Dallas Keuchel, Corey Kluber, Lance McCullers, Matt Moore, Daniel Norris, Jake Odorizzi, David Price, Jose Quintana, Danny Salazar, Chris Sale, Luis Severino, Drew Smyly, Marcus Stroman, Masato Tanaka, Justin Verlander, and Taijuan Walker. Here's the top rookie candidates of 2016. Number 10, Bradley Zimmer. Number 9, Max Kepler. Number 8, A.J. Reed. Number 7, George Lopez. Number 6, Aaron Judge. Number 5, Blake Snell. Number 4, Michael Fulmer. Number 3, Joey Gallo. Number 2, Trey Turner. And number 1, Corey Seager. And here's our overall fantasy baseball preview for 2016. 2014 ranked tied for 40th on the FDH MLB Offensive Index for seasons since 1968. That's the year chosen because it represents a historical high point for pitching with Bob Gibson's 1.12 ERA and the MLB batting average of .231 that necessitated the pitching mound being lowered. Plus, it was the year before the league split into two divisions apiece for the first time. We predicted correctly a year ago that offense would come back a bit in 2015. Look for about the same range of production in 2016. One stat that we're always focused on is the ratio of home runs to stolen bases, and in 2015, stolen bases plummeted to their lowest rate in a decade, something to monitor in 2016. To further demonstrate that 2014 was an offensive outlier in this era, note that there were only 11 players with 30 home runs or more in that year. In 2015, there were 11 of them in the 30s alone, with another 9 in the 40s. But this rebound should be kept in perspective. For a point of comparison, in 2000, the height of the steroid era with 2.34 home runs per game, there were 16 players with 40 or more home runs, and there were 47 players with 30 or more home runs. We are always additionally focused on the pool of available talent at the positions of greatest scarcity: catcher, second base, and shortstop. The absolute plummeting of power in the game has taken its toll the most, and the middle infield spots in this year, the pool of available starters and second-tier players is very thin. If you get shut out at these spots, getting caught on the wrong end of a run will be very damaging. The catcher position is deeper in both areas. The greater emphasis on strikeouts, with new records having been set or tied in baseball every year since 2007, is actually diminishing the importance of power pitchers as a whole somewhat, aside from the absolute most dominant ones. You still don't want to try to win a title without top strikeout hurlers, but you can be a bit more patient in trying to accrue them. As always, dual-eligible players are of great importance. This year, they comprise 4 of the top 66 players overall on the FDH draft board. Thanks for tuning in. Again, for the full measure of what we've got for you fantasy and non-fantasy-wise in 2016, check out our free draft guide, Fantasy Baseball Draftology 2016, available on the main page at FantasyDraftHelp.com. Also, if you're into any form of fantasy racing, our Fantasy Racing Draftology 2016 covers NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA, and Formula One. Go break off a little value on your opponents in fantasy sports, and be sure to sample our other Nothing is Off Topic segments, including our recent conversations with superstars such as Chip Carey, Ernie Johnson, and Bob Barker from the FDH Lounge.
As we bring the show to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all Clear Channel affiliates, TNT, TBS, USA, UPN, Deadspin.com, YouTube.com, YTMND.com, MySpace.com, various blogs, Fox News, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, IamBoard.com, Billboard.com, Google.com, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Classic, NBA TV, NFL Network, Sports Time Ohio, Athlon Magazine, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, The Boomerang Channel, QVC, BET, The Spice Channel, Steno Notebooks, Manwich, Papermate Office Supplies, waitresses, strippers, bartenders, garbage men, janitors, microwave popcorn, the writers of The Office, Scrubs, Entourage, My Name is Earl, Oz, Metalocalypse and the Boondocks, Aquafina, and the Periodic Table of Elements.